Okay, so the question reads, the Institute of Distance Education IDE bus service has two types of customers. Let's see. Yeah. Students and leisure travelers. The demand function in each group is student travelers P equals 100 minus Q, leisure travelers P equals 150 minus 2Q. IDE bus services total cost function is given by TC equals 50 plus 20Q. So the questions ask us, what is the price paid by student travelers and leisure travelers? So for part A, in order to get the price, we need to remember the point of profit maximization of firms. And the point of profit maximization is where marginal revenue equals marginal cost. All right. As I stated yesterday, where MR equals MC. Okay. For a perfect competition, for affirming the perfect competition, its price equals marginal cost. Was in a perfect competition, price equals marginal revenue, which equals average revenue. Okay. So we need to remember these two. Okay. So the first thing is we need to get our marginal cost function. All right. And so first we have our total cost function, TC equals 50 plus 20Q. So our marginal cost is the derivative of our total cost function with respect to Q. Okay, so we derive. So a number by itself, when you derive, it disappears. Okay. When we derive this 20Q, we get 20. Okay. This is our marginal cost. The extra cost this business incurs when they get a new traveler is 20 kwacha. That's what marginal cost is. Okay, for every new traveler that we're bringing in, they're carrying in an extra cost of 20 kwacha. Yes. Next, we now need to get the marginal revenues. First, the total revenues for student travelers and the leisure travelers. So we're going to start here. Student traveler, leisure traveler. Yeah. Remember, total revenue is price times quantity. Total P times Q. So we get the total revenues for both types of travelers. So for the student travelers, remember P equals 100 minus Q. So it's 100 minus Q multiplied by Q. For leisure travelers, P equals 150 minus 2Q. Multiplied by Q. Okay, so we multiply, we're going to say Q multiplied by 100, we get 100Q minus Q multiplied by Q, we get Q squared. Okay. This is the total revenue for the student traveler, total revenue function. And for the leisure traveler, I'm going to say Q multiplied by 150, that is 150 Q, minus Q multiplied by 2Q, that is 2Q squared. Just excuse me for 2 minutes, just 2 minutes for it. That's the total revenue for the leisure traveler. So we're now going to get the marginal revenues for each. So the marginal revenue, X, which is just basically extra revenue per student. Marginal revenue is the derivative of the total revenue function with respect to Q. So when we derive this 100Q, we get 100 minus, when we derive Q squared, we get 2Q. Okay, that is the marginal revenue for the student travelers. And for the leisure travelers, when we derive this 150Q, we get 150 minus, when we derive this 2Q squared, we get 4Q. Okay. So since now we've got the marginal cost and the marginal revenues, we can now find the prices each the student traveler and the leisure traveler have to pay. So here we're going to say marginal revenue for the student traveler equals marginal cost and here we're going to say marginal revenue of the leisure traveler equals marginal cost. Okay. So the marginal revenue is 100 minus 2Q equals the marginal cost 20. For the leisure traveler, it's 150 minus 4 equals 20. So we solve for Q. Okay. Profit maximizing quantity. This is how many students this business needs to maximize profit. So we're going to take this negative Q, 2Q over the equal sign and this positive 20 over the equal sign so that it becomes 100 minus 20 equals 2q. For the leisure travelers, the same thing. That negative 4q will cross over the equal sign. So 100 minus 20, that gives us 80. 80 equals 2q. So our value for q for the student travelers 80 over 2. So 80 divided by 2, 40 students. Okay. So for this company to maximize profit, it needs 40 students, student travelers. For the leisure travelers, you're going to say 150 minus 20, that is 130. Equals 4q. So our value of q for the leisure travelers 130 divided by 4. 130 divided by 4, that is 32.5. Okay. Which we can round off to 33 students. Okay. We can round off to 33. Right, colleagues? Yes. Any questions so far before we get the price? Okay. So today I'll just round off this value so that I'm not using decimals. Okay. So we'll just round off this to 33 students. Okay. Because I don't want to have decimals in my tabulations like yesterday. So we'll just round it off to 33 students. Okay. The price that each has to pay. So remember, for student travelers, the price P equals 100 minus Q. Okay, so to get the price that the students must pay, since Q equals 40, you're going to say 100 minus 40. That gives us 60 kwacha. Okay. Yes, this is how much the students have to pay, and this is the profit maximizing price for this business. Okay. For the travelers, P is 150 minus 2Q. P equals 150 minus 2Q. So we substitute, where there's Q, we substitute it with 33. Hundred and fifty minus 66. 84. This is how much the leisure travelers have to pay, 84 kwacha. Yes. That solves part A, okay, which asked us to What is the price paid by student travelers and leisure travelers? Okay. Yes. Go to part B. It says, what is the number of student travelers and leisure travelers? Okay. So we get the total number. Q total equals Q students plus Q travelers. Okay, so the number of students 40, number of travelers 33. So in total 73. Part C, what is the profit made from the student and leisure travelers? Okay, so first things first, we need to get our total revenue and our total cost to get the profit. Remember, profit equals total revenue minus total cost. Okay, so we can get the total cost first because it's 50 plus 20Q. So say 50 plus 20 multiplied by 73. 20 multiplied by 73, 1,460. Okay. Then 1,460 multiplied by 50, 1,510. That is the total cost. Okay, colleagues, total cost. Now we need to get our total revenue. So we start first, we get the revenue for the students. Remember our revenue function for the students, 100 minus Q, 100Q minus Q squared. So say TR, total revenue, students, okay. So 100 multiplied by, the number of students was 40. Okay. Please don't put this 73 here. This 73 is an aggregate, it's the total. Okay, since we had one total cost function, that's why we just put it there. But we have got different revenue functions, so be careful about the Q you use. Yes, so we have 4,000, 40 times 100, that is 4,000, minus 40 squared, that's 1,600, Total revenue 3,400 for students. We get the total revenue now for leisure travelers. Total revenue for them was 150Q minus 2Q squared. TR leisure travelers. $150 times 33 students minus, leisure travelers minus 2 multiplied by d3 squared. $150 times 33, 4,950 minus 33 squared is 1,089 multiplied by 2, that is 2,178. So 4,950 minus 2,178, we get 2,772. Okay. So our grand total revenue, okay, TR students plus TR leisure, the total revenue for students plus the total revenue for leisure, revenue for leisure. So we add these together. So we'll do 3,400 plus 2,772. Total revenue 6,172. So profit TR minus TC. So it says 6,172 minus the total cost was 1,510. Which is 4,666, 62. That is the profit. Yes, colleagues.